Thank you, Catherine and Ms. Smith, for such beautiful music. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, graduating students, family, friends, faculty, and staff. It's my pleasure to introduce the 10th president of Converse College, Krista Newkirk. President Newkirk began her tenure at Converse in July 2016, and in her first year has created a new sense of excitement at our college. President Newkirk's life story really begins on a cattle ranch in Missouri, where she learned the lessons of hard work and dealing with adversity that have helped her become such an effective leader. She was graduated from the University of Nebraska with a degree in English and a minor in philosophy. She earned her Juris Doctor degree from the Marshall Wythe School of Law at the College of William and Mary, and went on to practice law both in private practice and in the corporate setting, before joining the Office of Legal Affairs at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. In 2012, President Newkirk became the Chief of Staff at UNC Charlotte, responsible for many of the operational functions of that university. Her decision to accept the Converse presidency was a significant loss for UNC, but a spectacular gain for our college. Please help me welcome the President of Converse College, Krista Newkirk.
Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." By now, you've realized a very disappointing fact, one that it took me a while to realize, but you're all brighter and more astute than me, and you've surely figured this out already. So allow me to state the obvious. You see, I thought there would come a time in my life when, after years of education, a variety of experiences, after the accumulation of some amount of gray hair and wrinkles, I would have all of the answers. I don't know, and neither will you. And no amount of classroom work, studying, or exams will ever coalesce into an instruction manual for life. Never was this moment more apparent to me than when I held my first child and discovered that although he was presented to me with a diaper, swaddled in a white blanket with a pink and blue edging, and an adorable little hat, there was no instruction manual. Now, this was most distressing. I had to do a lot of learning and honestly making it up as I went along, and I was terrified that at any moment I was going to get it wrong and ruin him. And the tough part about kids is that you really don't know how you've done until they make it to some age of adulthood when you think, okay, they seem to be all right. At least this is what I'm hoping. In the absence of an instruction manual, the best you can do is to do your best and to keep trying. Now, I'm going to confess something else to you. I never learned how to snow ski as a child. Something about growing up on the plains of Missouri did not really lend itself to snow skiing, but my family was focused on water skiing, and my father had us all up on skis by the age of 6. So zooming along behind a boat at 35 miles per hour felt relatively natural to me. So when my husband and children suggested that we go on a family snow ski vacation a few years ago, I pictured a cute ski outfit swishing down the slopes, and then I pictured it swishing right past me as I sat on the top of the mountain frozen in terror. You see, the idea of strapping on skis, pointing them down a mountain, and then leaning down the mountain to embrace gravity, then pushing off with your poles to slip and slide down the mountain at excessive speeds while hurtling toward trees, rocks, other skiers, chateaus, and at best cold snow that would get down the neck of my snowsuit. And at worst, I would crash into one of those beautiful ski people in their coordinated snow bunny outfits, swooshing so expertly and beautifully. Well, this all had the elements I try very hard to avoid in life: pain, hospital visits, humiliation, and cold, wet snow. Yet my oldest child decided that he wanted to learn to snowboard, and my husband and kids convinced me that a family ski vacation would be a wonderful bonding moment. They rallied me with the idea that we would be learning together. They told me I could get a private lesson on the slopes. They quoted my words back to me about how we need to try new things and be open to new experiences. I hate it when they do that. And then they finally used this comforting idea that with a helmet, goggles, and a turtleneck pulled up, no one would know who I was. They would only identify me as the pathetic adult learning how to ski for the first time and ignore me. Well, I'm proud to say that I made it through my first ski lesson with only one near collision with a ski lodge. I conquered the bunny slope and then moved up to the next level before our vacation ended. The next year, we returned to the slopes because my family decided that all family vacations should involve some element of challenging me and making me uncomfortable. Don't get me started on our annual camping trip. I wisely decided that I would start on the bunny slope again to get my ski legs back as they were. Now let me take a moment to describe the environment and set the stage. We were in Virginia, a state not known for its fantastic slopes and ski conditions. It was about 45 degrees. The slopes had a thin and icy veneer of man-made snow. The wind was blowing hard and gusting even harder. Leaves were blowing up the slopes. Now, the fact that there are leaves and that uncovered and blowing is a major hint that snow conditions are not optimal. My oldest child, who was 11 at the time, and I went over to the carpet that takes the skiers to the top of the bunny slope. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, the carpet is like a moving walkway you might see at the airport. You ski onto it, and it carries you up to the top of a hill, only it's raised off the ground at points. You aren't allowed to put your ski poles on it for balance, and it doesn't have any handrails. My son got on the carpet with his snowboard before me, and I followed in my skis. We were riding up the hill for our first run when about midway up the hill, a big gust of wind caused me to lose my balance and fall over. The carpet kept turning for a bit before the operators could stop it, carrying my feet and skis up the hill while my body lay on the edge of the platform. I started to struggle to find some way to brace myself and stand up. Not an easy task when your skis are pointed up a hill, but your body is at about a 45-degree angle down the hill and is dangling a bit over the carpet contraption. My oldest watched me with a look of horror and embarrassment on his face. He stage whispered, "Mom, get up." "I'm trying," I responded. Then in an effort to help and encourage me, he said, "Mom, everyone's waiting on you." I gracelessly tried to find a place to brace my poles and stand up. "I know, son," I grunted. "I'm trying." Finally, with frustration and disbelief at how uncoordinated his mother was, he said to me, "What happened to you anyway? How did you manage to fall down on the bunny slope carpet?" "A gust of wind blew me over," I explained. My 11-year-old pondered this for a few seconds, and with the voice of a world-renowned physics researcher who's performed careful research and analysis, he concluded, "You must have too much surface area." You know, nothing motivates one to get up like the desire to kill one's progeny. But in all honesty, that's still one of the funniest things anyone's ever said to me. So with this story in mind, here's my challenge to you as you leave Converse and go out into the world, or return to the world with your degree in hand. Try things you've never tried before. Try things at which you're positive you will do poorly and that will make you look foolish or will embarrass you. Try to do the thing that you don't think you will like, that you don't think you'll be good at, that scares you. And try it with an open mind. Don't do it complaining and bulking at the experience the whole way, like I did. It might turn out to be something that you love, or you might end up with a really funny story and a life lesson. Second, when faced with your failure, you have two choices. You can give up, lie there in shame and humiliation on the carpet, and wait for the ski patrol to help you stand back up and take you down to the lodge where you can drink hot chocolate by the fire. Or you can struggle to stand back up, even in the face of adversity and the derision of your 11-year-old child, who I was pretty sure was not going to make it to his 12th birthday, by the way. And then you can go to the top of the hill, ski down, and go to the lodge where you can drink your hot chocolate by the fire, which is really the only good reason to go skiing, in my opinion. My advice is to always choose to stand back up and try again. Third, analyze the cause of your failure and your success and use it to inform your decisions. The real value in failing comes from evaluating the situation and learning from it. Otherwise, it's just a lesson in perseverance, and if we don't learn from it, it's likely to result in another failure. Be honest, look at what happened, take responsibility for your role in the failure, and don't blame it all on others. You see, I didn't just fall over because of a strong gust of wind. I fell over because of too much surface area, and because I needed to work on my balance. Although there were external factors that contributed to my failure, my 11-year-old was correct. No one else fell over due to that gust of wind. The failure was mine, and I needed to learn from it so I wouldn't repeat the situation. Finally, listen to others. Consider their perspective of the situation, even if you disagree with it and find it insulting. Evaluate their analysis, their perspectives, and their opinions. Our world is more open now than ever before with social media and the internet of seemingly infinite opinions and perspectives. Yet the selectivity of technology allows us to friend and follow only those with whom we agree, and unfriend, filter, and report those with whom we disagree. I have a deep concern about the way our society and our country is becoming increasingly polarized. I truly believe that the world will only improve if we sit down with those whose opinions differ from ours, with those whose opinions we find offensive or even reprehensible, and have hard conversations on equality, race, social and economic opportunity, and the future for our working and middle class. These are difficult conversations with no easy answers, but I truly believe that we all agree that we have problems and that we want to find a way to improve our country and our world. If we can start with the same goal in mind, then we can develop together an image of what success looks like and then a path to reach that success. But it all starts with our willingness to listen to others and to see them as individual people who are worthy of respect and consideration. So, Converse graduates, go forth into the world with your head held high. Realize that there is no instruction manual. Try new things. Don't worry about being perfect. Take calculated risks. Fail fantastically. Pick yourself back up when you fail, sometimes with the help of others. Determine the cause of your failures and use it to better yourself. Listen to others and work with them. And finally, find the humor in your failure. Life is too short and too hard. It's best if you can learn to laugh at it and at yourself. I wish you great joy and success. Congratulations.